All right.
We've already done our part, Maria. We're done.
So on that note, well, let me just welcome, are there any other business?
Hell no.
Okay. On that note, let me introduce today our Toastmaster, D. George Lunn, our distinguished Toastmaster of the day.
Yay, 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 yay. That's my summer exercise right here. God, it's so hot. It's hard to do any kind of exercise. I mean, I got up this morning at 6 to take my dogs to the park and it was 97 degrees. I mean, that's too damn hot at 6 o'clock. So I know we don't have snow and we don't have tornadoes, but boy, this heat is just unbelievable. Well, I picked the theme today of summer sports because, you know, we're supposed to be active and healthy and wealthy and wise. I don't know if we're any of those three things, but I love to swim. I have a lap pool in my backyard and I get out and swim every single morning, almost every morning. I try to swim every day. I've been doing 30 laps in the pool and after I clean it, of course, but I really enjoy the swimming. It's refreshing. I even thought last night before I went to bed, I might get in, but I didn't do that. I also love going to the beach because I get to see my son and my grandkids. And that's always a lot of fun, except the Pacific Ocean is so cold. You can't really stay in it very long. And I really have a very healthy respect of the ocean because a couple of times in the same day, I got caught in the undercurrent and scared the bejesus out of me. And so I have a very healthy respect and I don't go out very far, I'll tell you. But I do love to swim in my pool and it's really nice. Our wordmaster grammarian today is Lori Leonard, and she's a girl after my own heart. She said her favorite summer sport activity is swimming too. She says her pool is lovely right now, and she has been swimming in the evenings after work. So please help me, Lori.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters. Our word of the day today is tread, T-R-E-A-D. It is both a verb and a noun. As a verb, it means to walk in a specified way. Or as a noun, it can be a manner or a sound of someone walking, or the top surface of a step or stair. As an example sentence, I heard the heavy tread of Dad's boots. So try and use the word tread as you speak today. I will be listening for the word of the day as well as excellent grammar usage, maybe grammar which could be improved, and all those filler words, so's, you knows, likes, and whatnots. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Lori. Good job. Good job. So I looked up on the internet and I found that there are actually 10 summer sports that are very popular. Number 10 is basketball. There are so many fun games to play on the basketball court. Course 21 or a game of one-on-one are very fun. But bum is the best game ever. You should learn to play it like LeBron James. Our Minute Master today is Peggy Prince. And Peggy said that her favorite summer sport is swimming and lake fishing. Tonight, she just wants to go jump in an ice cold lake. Please help me welcome Peggy Prince.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. I finally found my microphone there, fishing for it. I like our word today. Tread kind of seems to be equate with dread. And as far as fishing goes and work and everything, the word going fishing just kind of seems to equal to disappear. And when I used to work with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, we had some horrible times working with each other on matching claims. So I finally sent over this email and I said, you know, you guys can take a nice friendly game of Go Fish and turn it into 52 card pickup, because it was horrible, whatever they were doing to try to match those claims. So after a while, we turned the whole process into kind of a game. I would, hey, do you have this claim on this date? Nah, go fish, go fish. So it was a good way to keep everybody's tempers down. And it was a nice way of saying, go jump in the lake if you didn't have something and you couldn't match it. But it was definitely more fun than playing 52 card pickup or 52 claim pickup. See who's going to grab that one. But yeah, I think about that go fish game in any kind of job I'm doing right now. And remember, if you want to just disappear, all you got to do is go fish.
Thanks, Peggy.
Mhm.
Number 9 is beach volleyball. And it's got to be the best way to catch a tan while showing off your body in your brand new bathing suit. Ooh-wee. Our topic master today is Francesca, and she said that staying indoors is her sport. She doesn't really have a favorite one. She tends to go with whatever sport is in season. She tends to watch a lot of F1 racing, though she picked F1 as the favorite of the season. I have no idea what F1 racing is. Formula One? I don't know. Right, please help me welcome Francesca.
Thank you and good morning, fellow Toastmasters. One moment. And love it or loathe it, Table Topics is a powerful tool for growth. It is a long-standing tradition as well with Toastmasters to help us develop our impromptu speaking. As your Table Topics master today, I may call on you to participate. Your response should express your thoughts clearly and last at least 30 to 90 seconds. And thank you in advance for your participation. Becoming one with a ball, which ball would you pick and why? Etta, would you like to answer that?
Becoming one with a ball?
A ball.
Since I play tennis, it would be the tennis ball. The greatest tennis players know how to hit the ball, not only hit the ball, but they know how to take it on the run. Being a tennis player involves a lot of skills. You have to be very fit. You have to have a cat-like tread. And you have to have focus. The best players have all of these skills. Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic, all of them know how to move. They're very focused and they're the best at what they do. They are at one with the tennis ball. A skill that I would like to improve upon in my own playing. Thank you.
Thank you, Etta. There was a sneaking hunch that you were going to pick the tennis ball from hearing you in past meetings. Thank you. The next one. There are so many summer sports. Which one would you never pick to participate in or watch, and why? Lori, would you like to take that one?
Madam Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters. I didn't wear my glasses this morning. Those are awfully small print. Which one wouldn't I participate in?
And you don't have to pick from the list behind me.
I think I do see one there. It looks like rugby. I would not participate in rugby. I have 53-year-old bones, Madam Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and they would not do well with rugby. My knees, my back, I could just imagine getting hit with that ball with rugby or trying to run across the field. It would not be a good thing. I would not tread lightly with the rugby ball on the field. And I could just see myself after the game in traction. It would be a scary sight. And I don't know when I would make my next Toastmasters meeting either. Madam Topics Master.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And one last one, if I may. Summer and sports may not go well together in Las Vegas, at least not outdoor sports. What is your favorite indoor sport to watch or to participate in? Would you like to share, Nicole?
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. My favorite indoor sport, which is also an outdoor sport, is volleyball. I absolutely love volleyball. I like it because you can be as aggressive as you choose, or you can tread lightly and be very non-aggressive and just hang out whenever the ball comes to either hit you or you respond. I played volleyball in high school. I also played a number of sports, track and basketball too as well. But I do love volleyball and I do appreciate the sport because there's a lot of jumping, there's a lot of swinging, and there's a lot of when you get what you need. Madam Topics Master.
That was awesome. I played volleyball too and never done it indoors. I think I would not do well indoors with volleyball. And that is all that we have for Topics Master today. So I'll turn the time over back to George, I believe.
Thank you, Francesca. Lori, can we have a timers report?
Mr. Toastmaster, Etta spoke about having those cat-like tread skills as a tennis player for 63 seconds. I spoke about rugby being a better spectator sport for 53 seconds. And Nicole spoke about loving volleyball for 51 seconds. Everyone qualified.
Thank you, Lori. So everybody take a minute to put your vote in the chat to Lori. The number 8 sport is Frisbee golf. It's a relaxing game that you can play for free and explore a park full of trees. All you do is pick a target 100 to 400 yards away, then keep track of how the man Frisbee throws it, how long it takes you to throw it to hit it. You make a course through the large park and keep track of your score on a piece of paper. It's just like golf, but way more creative and fun. They even have Frisbee golf courses all set up for you. Number 7 is soccer. We all know about soccer. If you got a ball, you can play soccer just about anywhere. A great game if you don't have enough players to play in a full field is to just try and score by hitting a garbage can. Bonus points if you can get it in the can. Our first speaker today is Maria, and her evaluator is Jennifer, who told me that baseball, she only recently gotten excited about it since we have a new ball field. Don't ask her about baseball. She just likes it because it's in the summer and I'm outside. And Maria, I think her favorite sport is probably hiking and marathoning, although she didn't respond to me or I didn't get it. You did, but I didn't get it. I don't know where it is. Or I missed it. I could have missed it. You know, I could have missed it. I'm old. Anyway, so can we have her objectives, Maria? Jennifer, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Maria's objective today is, or actually the purpose of this project, is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify her primary style. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share the impact of her style on others. Her title is Speech or Communication Styles. It is 5 to 7 minutes, and it's out of the presentation mastery.
Thank you, Jennifer. Please help me welcome Maria Martinez-Riax.
The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, those words are attributed to George Bernard Shaw, and I do believe they are true. We think we are so clear when we speak, and yet so many times our message is misunderstood, lost, or simply ignored. Why is that? One of the main reasons is that the style that we use to communicate is different from the style of the person receiving the communication. So there is no connection. There is no bridge to bring the two together. Today, I'm going to talk about some communication styles where my own fits and make a couple of general observations. Many books have been written about communication and communication styles. And in the literature, it is common to see 4 styles or identified, sometimes used by different names. Toastmasters International uses the terms initiating, supportive, analytical, and direct. I'm going to share screen to show you what some of the main characteristics are of each one. The terms that Toastmasters uses are initiating, can you see the screen? Initiating, supportive, analytical, and direct. I'm going to walk through each one and share with you how I scored. Initiating. These are the sociable, enthusiastic, energetic, spontaneous, and fun-loving people. Well, I'm antisocial. I have no energy. There is no spontaneity in me, and I don't like to have fun. So discard that one. Supportive, calm, steady, approachable, sincere, and gentle. I'm not very steady. Don't get near me. I'm completely insincere and definitely not gentle. I didn't score very well on that one either. Analytical. These are the precise, exact, analytical, and logical people. This one's getting a little closer. I can be exact. I have made a living out of being an accountant. It was important that I get the numbers right. I would have been fired from my job if every financial that I presented was wrong or not even close to being right. And I can be logical. But look at the subcategories. Organized, self-reliant, purposeful, and diplomatic. I'm not really organized, and I'm definitely not diplomatic. So that one didn't work either. The last one, we only have one left. Decisive, competitive, independent, and confident. Now we are getting closer. But look at the subcategories. Focus, results-oriented, ambitious, goal-oriented, and driven. Now we're talking. I do like to get things done. Hold on a second here. I am results-oriented. I am definitely goal-oriented because if I don't have a goal, I definitely don't know what to do. I am completely lost without a goal. So I'm definitely results oriented and driven. I'm driven because I like to accomplish things. So there you have it. As if you didn't know, my main one was direct. What's yours? But why is this important? Why is it that it's so important to understand this? Two main reasons. The first one is that understanding others can make for more effective communication. For example, I used to work with a lady. She was in charge of the contracts for the Culinary Health Fund, dealing with all the contracts with the healthcare providers. She was the totally supportive style. I used to ask her, how can you be so nice all the time? But we learned to work well together. When she had to make a call to one of her providers because there was some kind of issue with the payments, which I was responsible for making, she would ask me to join her. So she would start the call in this nicest, gentle manner and make everybody at ease, and just everybody was feeling happy and content. And then she would ask me to talk about the real issue we were calling. Well, I could come in with my style and nailed it. And then, but hey, they were in such a good mood that we always got what we needed. We were so different, but we respected each other and we made a great team for the Culinary Health Fund. So that's one reason. The other one is that realistically, none of us are always 100% of the same kind. And styles can be situational. Let me give you another example. My boss at the Culinary Health Fund was direct. If anybody was direct and all of the characteristics, that was her. About a year and a half before I retired, I was not in a good place at the fund. I was stressed, I was tired. I think I've been there too long and I wanted to be gone. I was ready to simply walk away. Well, I was in her office and here is this woman with all of the direct, goal-oriented, very dry characteristics. She put her arms over my shoulder and in the most gentle manner said, Maria, this will pass. I know what you're going through. I understand, but you're too good to go. This will pass. You will be fine. I stayed for another year and a half until I eventually wanted to retire. So my point is, if you understand others, understand yourself, and adapt, you can communicate better. I will leave you with these words from Paul Meyer, a pioneer in the self-improvement industry. Communication, the human connection, is the key to personal and career success. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Maria. Good job today. You certainly developed your tread and kept moving forward. Number 6 is flag football. Football is the ultimate all-American game, but it's way more fun without all the tackling. One way to remove the tackling is to just tag the ball carrier, or you can make flags with socks or shredded cloth and try to snag it from the ball carrier's belt. That part of football I really enjoyed more than even getting the ball, was ripping off those tails. It was really fun. Our second speaker today is Cynthia Dick, and guess who her evaluator is? Me. I thank Lori for scheduling me for all of these hard jobs. Cynthia is speaking out of the Innovating Planning path. She's doing the public relations strategies. Her time is 5 to 7 minutes, and her title is My Experience as Your PR Person. So please help me welcome Cynthia Dick.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. You're never too old to start a new goal or dream a new dream. When I was asked to be your VP of Public Relations, I thought that would I have the energy or the stamina to do the public relations. I do not like to speak in public. I do not like to write. I just like to draw. I like to create. I like to do all those things. But all those together was part of public relations. I have learned a lot of being a public relation person in this field. And public relation, to me, the public relation is one of those jobs for me that I had to learn on the go. The main purpose of a public relation is to form a positive relationship with the media and public. The purpose of public relation is to create and maintain a positive reputation or image with the company, and to increase the public awareness, and to generate goodwill and build credibility within the company. This public relation thing, when Jennifer asked me, I know I could do it, but I didn't know how far into public relation I could have gone. There are several skills in the public relations I didn't have, but I learned on the go. First of all, because of being Toastmasters communication skill, my communication skills within this has developed. Jennifer has tasked me to do the press release at the last month. I had the biggest fear of doing that. I did it, but it was such a fearful thing because then they're going to have to call me up and talk to me about it, and then I had to communicate what's going on. I did it. Thank God they didn't call me because that was going in my stomach. Okay. Thank God they had a draft about doing public relations to write it out. So good. And I learned how to use Grammarly for my communication, for my writing skills for that. Another thing about the public relations, learning IT skills. I have it, but working with our website, it was a different kind of skill. I wish we had like the normal, like the WordPress, but was it Toastmos or whatever? It was just it's a simple base. It just reminded me of DOS. And a DOS program, if all you guys remember DOS, it was a hard black and white image. And that's what this website reminded me. I hate going into it because of it. But, my hat goes off to you, Francisca, that you will be doing that program now. The next one, and was the skill I learned, is the presentation skill. I love doing the presentation skill of it. I love doing PowerPoint. I love to do the flyers. I enjoy that part. You have to take the good with the bad, but I really enjoy the creativity of it. I enjoy doing you guys' flyers every week. I know I missed a lot in between, but I have enjoyed it because you had to think a lot too. You had to be creative in this because you don't want to be boring. I get a lot of hits when I was doing it on IG, Instagram. You had to know the media too. Facebook was the weirdest thing because Facebook had two parts. It had a Facebook group and a Facebook page. Recently, like 2 months ago, I learned there's a difference, and I didn't know there was a difference in the two. One, you can post within a group, and one is a public view. I don't know why they did that, but they did. But it was good to learn now to know, are you posting on the group, or are you posting on the page? And then you can say, no, you're going to do the other way around. This is how you're supposed to do it. To promote the awareness of the group, my biggest thing was the visual membership package that I did. I really enjoyed working on that. I really enjoyed merging. There was like 2-3 formats of merging within the package. It was a video within a PDF. It was getting links within the PDF and getting it out so people can click into. It was hard to do, with that because you had to also do the branding because you want your own style, but Toastmaster has its own branding to do with Toastmaster. And also within that Toastmaster branding, I learned those little cues and numbers. When you want to do picture and you want to see the different colors, you can pick on the colors and all these numbers come up. I learned that. I said, oh, wow, now I know what to do, get my colors, or I would do a different shape, just change one number. So that was really interesting to me. So I didn't know that before, but I did learn. And what I can take with this from being a public place, I can take it outside of Toastmaster, with Royal Family Kids Camp, with being at the fireworks booth, with being with OCC. It's a learning skill. I do appreciate that. It's one of those jobs that you love to hate because there's so much into it. And also, thank you for Canva. Canva, if you want to do Canva has everything for you. You plug in. So it was very good. I do appreciate being your VP, your VPR for this season. It was a privilege. I would do it again if I asked to do it. But if I had to do it again, there's one thing I would do is do a press release every month to get comfortable in that press release. So I'm off doing another job. As I learned on the go, is that your VP of Education. Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Cynthia. Good job today. Good job. Lori, can we have a timer's report?
Mr. Toastmaster, Maria spoke on her communication skills for 7 minutes and 22 seconds. And Cynthia spoke on being our Vice President of Public Relations. I am the new VPPR for a club. So you are my go-to person, Cynthia, for 6 minutes and 34 seconds, both qualified.
All right. Thank you, Lori. Number 5 is for hockey. If football is the ultimate American game, hockey is the ultimate Canadian game. And we just had the Stanley Cup, or the Stanley Cup is in process. I can't remember. And for hockey is much more fun on rollerblades if you don't feel like running all the time. Our general evaluator today is Peggy Prince. Help me welcome Peggy Prince. Send your votes to Lori.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. Wow, we have a 2-speaker meeting. This is nice. So I will jump right into our evaluation portion of our meeting now. I like this part of the meeting the best because it's a quality check, and Toastmasters, if anything, that's what I've learned the most in is evaluation. If the whole world would learn how to do evaluations like Toastmasters, it'd be a better place. Our first evaluator today that is evaluating Maria's speech will be Jennifer Smith. Please welcome to the lectern or the cube, Jennifer Smith.
Thank you, Peggy. I always say to the square, you know. Maria, I loved your speech about communication styles. Sometimes when we're sitting in our meetings and we're like, oh my gosh, it's going to be another speech about communication styles or body language, you know, but you actually made me stand up and listen. And I thought you did an amazing job with your quotes, and you made it personal. You screen shared better than anybody I know. You were very humorous. You were great at storytelling about your previous career. You were amazing at identifying the communication, your communication skills being direct, focused, and goal-oriented. I just chuckled because, you know, if you scan down, you knew exactly who she was going to be. You may want to work on a few things. Looking at the camera. This is the first time that I actually saw you looking at the notes. I don't know if it was because it wasn't, usually when we see you present, you are talking about your hiking, your camping, something that is very natural to you. But when you're talking about maybe presenting on something that does require notes, you were actually looking at your notes and referring back to your notes. I thought that was very interesting because we've seen you speak so many times that where you're engaging us in it. But one of the things that I would encourage you, sorry, is looking at the camera because you were looking down a lot. And also challenge yourself to stand up and speak. I miss seeing you in person speak because when you speak and you're standing up, you actually command the room and you are, I think, a little bit more engaging. So, but other than that, you did an amazing job at identifying communication skills, asking questions, and going through the different communication styles. And it also made other people think about where their communication styles were also. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. Our evaluator number 2 today, I like the way George introduced his own intro there. Me! He will be evaluating Cynthia's speech. Please welcome to the cube or the square, D. George Lund.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters, and especially Cynthia, my experience as your PR person. Your purpose today was to share some aspects of your public relations strategy and what you've learned today. And I thought you did that very, very well. I like the fact that you started by explaining what your likes and dislikes were. You have a great smile. And you also explained what skills you've learned along this journey that you've treaded on in our last officer background. I thought you had clarity of your language was clear. I think your vocal variety was okay, but you need to slow down a little bit. You were rushing quite a bit. I liked that you tried to challenge the audience to get involved by explaining some of the things that you've learned along the way and help the audience to understand exactly what the PR job is. So I thought you did a really nice job with that. You had a lot of background noise. I don't know what that was, but that was a little distracting for me. I would have liked to have seen you show the press release that you did, because you talked a great deal about it and how you learned how to do that and to do it more. And also to show a flyer that you had put together. So you had, I would have liked to have seen the visual part of what you've learned and how you put that together. And I think it would have showed how you have progressed in learning all of the PR skills that are necessary. As I said, I think if you slowed down a little bit, it would help the audience stay with you a little bit better. You explained 2 different things about Facebook types or whatever, and you ran over that so fast, and I would have liked to have understood why there's 2 different things and how that works. So maybe that was just me, but it was one of those things that kind of jumped out at me, but you kind of ran right over it. So I think it would have been a little more helpful, at least to me, to have a little bit more explanation about what that was so we could understand what it was. But overall, I think you certainly demonstrated that you've learned a great deal this past year and that you would do it again if you were asked. And so you showed that you have the willingness to take on the challenge. And now you've taken on the next challenge of EdVP. And I'm sure you will learn and grow and you will do a great job. So thank you today for sharing with us and appreciate it. Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you, George. And can we get a timers report on our evaluators?
Madam General Evaluator, Jennifer evaluated Maria's speech for 2 minutes and 26 seconds, and George evaluated Cynthia's speech for 2 minutes and 55 seconds, both qualified.
Thank you. Go ahead and send your vote for best evaluator to Lori. And I'll go ahead and do our summary of our meeting today. Meeting started right on time. We had a very smooth business meeting. It might have gone on a little bit long, but I think it was, we had a lot to go over. And I actually did read the email. George, you had a nice picture in there. It made me pay attention. I didn't know that guy. So I think it's good that we did call attention to the email in case anybody missed it, because not everything seems to be in one area if you want to stay informed and be current on everything. And it's good that we cleared up the time on the makeup session for TLI.
Maria.
She got excited. Yeah. Woo. I liked our word today, tread. I didn't realize how many meanings there were to it. I was thinking tread water, but I spent a lot of time on staircases, and yeah, those are treads. And then there's also tire treads. So lately I feel like I'm just treading water. That's because when I listened to Maria's speech, I figured out, hey, what happened to my goal? Okay. The general evaluator doesn't usually comment on the speakers, but I caught myself taking a lot of notes on both speeches today. Our table topics were well organized, nice questions. With Etta mentioning the tennis ball, I liked her little cat-like tread. I almost saw her inching around the corner there. And then Lori mentioned too about rugby being the sport you do not like. I think I'd have to agree with her on that. With some Canadians that we did a marathon thing around the lake, and they're wild. The rugby players are very wild, especially the Canadian ones. Nicole, you had a lot of oomph in your volleyball there. That was enough to even make me cast my vote for you as best table topics. Everybody needs a little oomph in whatever they do. So then as far as our Toastmaster today, I thought that was a good topic for our meeting. It actually made me start fishing through a bunch of photos of Flathead Lake, made me extremely homesick as I sit here in Milton, had to go eat some more ice cream. But I thought, well, why don't you just blow up that little rubber raft and throw it in the pool with the dogs? Maybe I'll do that later on. But it was refreshing just even thinking about it, going through some photos of Flathead Lake, skipping rocks and things like that. That's not really a sport, but it was fun. What else do I have to say? I'm really doing a lot of stuttering and umming today. Sorry, not a very polished speaker. As far as our speakers, our evaluators, they both used the sandwich method. Jennifer clearly started out with all of the positive things and mentioned some things that aren't even really things I would have thought about. The screen sharing, the humor. Maria's very funny, and she's very good at telling stories. And then I didn't notice because I'm not looking at the camera either. And I'm probably always looking and reading my notes. But a good part about her evaluation is she did wrap it up with a summary. And I think that's good with anything you do. Sometimes there's people like me that aren't paying attention the whole time, and they need to have that summary right there. Remind them what you said. When George did his evaluation, he started out with the positive points too, like the smile, the clarity, vocal variety. But he has a good way of saying things. I would like to see. It keeps it personal and not such a factual thing you did wrong. He also said it again with, I would have liked to have understood. So it keeps it his opinion and personal. So when you are going to emphasize any negative or a little bit derogatory comments, it just lets us clearly know that it's his opinion. And maybe that's just the way he saw it. So it's a gentle way of giving people a little bit of feedback on improvement. Then, I have some other people that are helping me on this evaluation team. Can we get a report from our word master, grammarian?
My pleasure. I heard the word of the day from nearly everyone today. It was fabulous. I heard it from Etta. I used it during topics. Nicole used it. George used it twice. I heard it 3 times from Peggy. So great job, everyone. Great word usage today. Etta used cat-like tread. Nicole used her oomph. I mean, it was like a gesture and a word in the same usage. Fantastic. Maria, antisocial, analytical, goal-oriented, driven. Maria also had 2 ands. Cynthia, stamina, create, learn on the go, WordPress, some fantastic word usage, branding, virtual membership packet, a few grammar items that could be tweaked or improved. I find whenever someone uses the word thing, you can always find a better word. So this PR thing, fearful thing, those, you can always find a better word. And then also you had a sentence there, learned how to use Grammarly. I think it just should have been grammar, not a adverb there.
That's a program, Lori.
What's that?
That's a
Program.
program.
Grammarly.
Grammarly?
Grammarly.
Word, really?
It's a program.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. See, you should have said the program Grammarly. I didn't know that. Thank you. Yeah, I was educated. See, I did know Canva though. I'm learning Canva. Let's see. Thank you very much. I didn't know that. Jennifer, you had stand up and listen. Humorous, great words. You also had fillers, you know, and also, and other than that, a filler phrase. George, you used journey and progressed and had one so. That concludes my report.
Hey, you're on mute.
Thank you. Thank you, Lori, for our word usage report. And as far as things go, there really is a thing in Flathead Lake. At least that's what people say. There's a monster in there. So if you wipe out water skiing, you better be careful that thing's going to come up and bite your feet. But no, the thing in the lake. I will go ahead and return control of the meeting back to our Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Number 4 was tennis. Number 3 is baseball. Number 2 is surfing. And the number 1 summer sport is skateboarding or biking. The most popular sport is probably riding a bike, but skateboarding is just as much fun, if not more. Some kids like to cruise. Others are into tricks. But either way, it's awesome exercise and a great way to get around town in the summer. So that is all of the number 1 through 10 summer sports. Lori, can we have a vote results?
Yes, you may. Our best table topic today with her oomph is our volleyball spectator or participant, Nicole. Our best speaker today with her awesome communication skills is Maria. And our best evaluator today is George, who was double dipping today. Thank you, George.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's been fun today, you guys. We always come up with some interesting topics. You know, one of the things that I found out in terms of talking about tread was that now I can't remember who told, one of my therapists or somebody told me that the tread on my tennis shoe had worn down and that I needed to get new tennis shoes. Now, I don't know if she maybe had stock in the tennis shoe company, but I'd never heard of that before because I normally just wear them and wear them and wear them. If they get a hole in them, I'll change them. But I didn't really understand that the tread would be worn down and that would be bad for your feet. So anyway, something that I learned. I wanted to share that earlier so I'd get credit, but I forgot. So anyway, it's my pleasure to be your Toastmaster today. I have us right on time and I will return control to our president, Jennifer Smith.
Thank you, George. What a great meeting today. And I did like the topic as well. And it was fun to hear about all the summer sports and what everybody else liked as well. Do we have any comments from Edda?
I enjoyed the meeting as always. It was fun to talk about summer sports. The Olympics are coming up in a couple of weeks, and I'm so excited.
Thank you, Etta. And are there any announcements or brag mugs? In the brag
I have
Nicole?
I have a couple of comments though. I'm not bragging about anything, but I do want to say, first of all, Peggy, I love your background. I just want to be there. And Cynthia, I can't tell you enough how much I just sit back and watch and enjoy listening to you. First of all, the whole speech you gave today brought to mind how much the whole public relations role in Toastmaster has taken over whole meaning. I mean, it's a job that requires all these skills. You know, we just used to raise our hands, okay, I'll do whatever, you know. You can't really do that with that job unless you really want to put some effort into it and learn. And I think you're a natural at it. And just to see, besides the fact that you have learned skills, but it really brought out a lot of skills that were there and just gave you a forum to show them. And that's why I think some of us like George and I mean, Lori's been around for a while now, keep coming back. I mean, we've been wherever, we're not going to go any higher. We're not going to do, I mean, our Toastmaster career is kind of overdone, but it's amazing to just sit and watch what happens. And you're just a prime example. Just wanted to share that because every time I see it, there's Cynthia at it again. Just love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Maria, when I said Cynthia, and I said that she would be better at it than me.
I like the way she said DOS.
That would be hard. I'm not digitally inclined at all. That would be very difficult.
Nicole?
I have a brag box. Brag, whatever. I have a brag thing. Sorry, Lori. My son went to Universal Studios today, or Disney World today, and he is going to ask his girlfriend to marry him on Sunday. So yes, my son is going to be the man on Sunday.
Wow. We are not live today.
Wow.
Oh no!
Wow. How old is your son?
32.
32.
Wow. Oh, you're kidding.
I know. I can't believe. I know.
My God, you don't look much older than that.
I know.
Just, hey.
Nicole, you have anything to brag about? You spoke in front of people?
I will be speaking on the 17th. I'm just preparing right now. Yeah, I'll be speaking on the 17th, and I've been invited 3 more other places to speak. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's out there. So, yeah.
Get out there.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. That's all because of my faith, my Toastmasters family.
Anybody else have anything to brag about? Next week's schedule.
Should I do it, Lori? Okay. Toastmasters, Lori. That's the 16th, right?
Yes.
Okay. Toastmasters, Lori. Word grammarian is me. We do not have a minute master. We do not have a topic master. Speaker 1 is Nicole. Speaker 2 is George. Speaker 3 is Tanya. We're having 3 speakers. Okay. You have a question, Marie?
No.
Your hands up. Okay. General evaluator is Peggy again. Evaluator 1 is a round robin for number 1. Evaluator 2 is Maria. Evaluator 3, Jennifer, and timer is Francisco.
Yeah, the reason we don't have topics or minute master is because we have 3 speakers.
Okay. I will be sending out a Google form, a survey form next week about questions where you want to serve and question about what you want to do different. Okay. Mr. George.
Just a reminder to everybody to make sure you go out to the website, especially if you're a speaker, and put in your path and your speech so that the evaluator has a chance to be able to download the form. And then once you have filled out that form, please scan it and return it to the speakers so they have a copy of their evaluation and keep track of their speech titles. But it's really helpful if you put it out there on the website because there's already a button there to say print the evaluation form. That way we're not having to email back and forth and all of that. So just a reminder that that's what the website's for, to use it.
Tracks your progress better too.
There's also a place if you want the Toastmaster, which I am next week. If you want a special introduction or a lead in for your speech, so you don't have to use up your precious speech time with, introducing your own speech. I can do that as the Toastmaster. You can actually write your own little introduction and I can print that off and use that as part of your speech intro.
A lot of valuable tools.
Yep.
We should use them.
Yes, we're getting used to our website, our DOS space. All right.
You know what, Cynthia? There's no reason we couldn't use WordPress. Nobody ever knew how to use it. So there's tools out there. We could switch. It's just nobody ever had those skills. So that's why we used the free stuff that we had available to us. And some of us became proficient at it, George and I and a couple others. So we know how to do free Toast, but nobody knew how to do free press or WordPress. So I just want to make that comment. Yes, WordPress is awesome, but nobody knew how to use it.
Might be something, because Francisca and I talked about that on Sunday or Monday when we were talking about BPPR, about upgrading our website so that we can add tabs, a little bit more tabs and stuff. So
yeah, the only thing is it has to match the branding for Toastmasters. So you still have to follow all of their, and since Cynthia is all up to speed with the colors and all of that stuff, it still has to follow Toastmasters branding.
Yeah.
Plus
absolutely.
the website keeps track of everything, and
That is the nice
if you
thing.
go
about
to a totally different application, then you've got all of not only the branding issues, but then how you're going to keep, how is the site going to keep track of everything and be able to.
I think we can still incorporate, it's a different thing, but we'll talk about it. I think we can still incorporate free Toast host into another website, but we'll look and talk about that. All right, we are a little bit over. Anything else? Have a great weekend. See you next week. See you Monday, Maria. Wait,
Yeah.
goodbye. She's waving goodbye.